Hi, thanks for coming by to take a look at our video about DuraTex. A young man named Jared Ashley has invited us to come up to Nashville. He wants to redo his road gear, and Jared is an up-and-coming star in Nashville. He tours all over the Southeast, and we're really proud to have him today. Jared, come on and talk to us a little bit.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Thank you for coming.
Jared took off his cowboy hat and his boots, and we Florida him up a little bit. We have the rest of his gear back here, but Jared offered us to come up and he would help us make this video, and that was really gracious. But Jared, tell us a little bit about why you contacted us and what your interest was in DuraTex.
Well, first and foremost, what you'll notice is all our gear is different brands. You've got the OAP monitors here, the Yamahas, which is my monitor. So when they're lined up in the front of the stage, they look different. And I've got the different tops, then the different subs, and everything, nothing really looks uniform. And this stuff has taken a crazy beating on the road. I'm telling you, these have probably got thousands of shows underneath them. And, you know, we just spot paint them, get them looking nice. And, you know, in our research, you know, you've got different brands that you can use. DuraTex just seems to be the brand that's built for what we're doing. Music, being on the road. It's durable, and the texture is not so rough, and you can handle it. So
show me a little bit what you got going on this thing here.
Well, this is a solid wood, solid. I mean, there's no no corners and everything on it. So and there's no handles. So this is a solid monitor right here. But the thing is, it takes a huge beating. You can see the road rash here. On the corners, on the sides, which we're going to add some corners to it. It's got some bottoms, but I mean, this thing. What I wanted to what I wanted to point out with the DuraTex is the other brands. Say Line-X, which is another brand that a lot of these musicians use. The reason why DuraTex works for what we're doing is because, one, it doesn't add the weight.
Okay. Well, it looks like we've got our work cut out for us. We got an awful lot of challenge here. And these have been spray painted and they've been touched up. We're going to try and make Jared's gear look as good as he sounds. So we're going to be back here in a minute and start the rehab process. We're removing all of the handles. We're removing the grill covers, removing any corners, any hardware that's easily going to be able to come off. And then we're going to be taping or masking off anything else that we can't remove and where we don't want to put the DuraTex on. Then we'll go ahead and do some repair work to get ready for the DuraTex application. So now we're going to do just a little bit of repair touch-up before we get ready to shoot the DuraTex on or to roll the DuraTex on. We're going to be using a product, actually it's a spackle type material, and it's inexpensive, it dries quickly, it dries hard. What we're going to do is just take a little bit of this. We're filling in some scars here, just some things that are imperfections that'll telegraph through the DuraTex. So we're just going to tidy that up a little bit. This equipment is always on the move and it's always making money for you, so it needs to have something that's going to stand up to that kind of abuse. I'm just touching up a few little things here. This product dries pretty fast, so we'll be able to coat over it with the DuraTex just in a couple minutes. Now, DuraTex is water-based. It's earth-friendly. It has very low solvent content, so you're not putting a lot of fumes in the air. And Jared, you were mentioning that you were touching up some of these cabs once upon a time in the trailer, and you were stinking the boys out because of the fumes from the old rattle can, you know. Well, the DuraTex, it'll be hard to tell because we're outdoors, but with the DuraTex, you could literally do it in the dining room table and nobody in the house would know it because there's just no odor to it, no fumes. All right, we put the spackle on, repaired some gouges, repaired some holes, and you saw how quickly the spackle went on. I gave it a couple minutes to dry, but now this is the really highly technical part of this. This is where you sand it. Done. All right? I use a coarse sanding pad, and this spackle dries quick. It sands like a dream, so that's all we have to do tack it off, and we're ready to put DuraTex on. We'll do that next. Now, I'm going to be coating this this monitor here, and even for a large speaker, a subwoofer, I still like using a 4-inch roller, this 4-inch roller, because it's like driving a go-kart, you know, and we're going to get busy on that. Typically, we just take the DuraTex, dip the roller in it, come up with some, I set the lid on here, and just start rolling. That's all there is to it. Typically, we'll get about 96 square feet out of a gallon. So a cab like this is going to take not even a quart, and at the cost of DuraTex, you're going to have what, 12 bucks in material?
Right.
Pretty inexpensive rehab, I'd say.
The main concern, what I was talking about earlier, was weight. How much weight DuraTex adds to the cabinet. Now, with the other brands that some of the guys are using, the spray-on, the bed liner type of thing, it's not made for speaker cabinets.
Correct.
Typically, they add about 15 pounds per cabinet. Mm-hmm. Now, a gallon of DuraTex is only, what, 10 pounds?
About 10 pounds. And if you use a quart on this, you're using 2.5 pounds, but a chunk of that's water that's going to evaporate.
Right.
So you're using way less than 2 pounds.
You're really not adding any noticeable weight.
Nothing. Next project we're going to take care of here is this big sub cabinet. This weighs more than Jared. Probably 120 pounds plus, double 18s. This is a big monster, and it, because it's so heavy, takes a lot of abuse. So we're going to go ahead and fill up as many of these big gouges as we can. We'll get some close-ups and show you how bad some of this finish is, and we're going to make it look like new with DuraTex. He didn't believe me. We're going to make a believer out of him with this one.
Let's do it.
I'm going to be using this DuraTex. It's a pink spackle, and when it's dry, it turns white. So lets me know how quickly I can sand it and get on down the road with it. I'm just filling some big gaps, and I'm filling some scratches. I'm filling some gouges. Holy cats, there's some big ones. So we're just filling in all these bad spots. As soon as the spackle dries, then we'll be able to give it a light sanding and immediately go over it with the DuraTex. What we did today is we started with Jared's equipment. It was road rashed. We removed hardware, we removed grills, we removed nameplates, removed handles, wheels. We removed all the hardware we could. Then we patched all the deep gouges, all the holes, all the nicks, all the really obvious damage, let it dry, sanded it down, and then rolled DuraTex on. Now, some places it needed 2 coats, some places just 1 coat was fine. We did all of his equipment plus a couple monitors that aren't in your view right now. How much did we use?
About 1.5 gallons, maybe.
Maybe. Yeah.
Mostly a gallon. You know,
less than 2 gallons.
Right.
We redid all his equipment. He'll still have plenty left to go ahead, do any touch-up that, you know, may need to be done with all the handling that this gear gets. So it's been fun and not expensive at all. DuraTex was the least expensive part of our day. Jared has never done this sort of thing before. He's a great musician, but now he is a professional DuraTex cab rehabber, or a case refacer, as it may be. And so, Jared, tell me, how was it? What do you think about DuraTex?
Well, I think it dries fast, and that was the short part of the day, is actually applying the DuraTex.
Yeah.
So I'm very impressed with the way that it looks. It looks real professional, and I'm excited to see how it does out on the road.
I think it's going to be really good for you. Now, these cabs, as you saw, they had some serious road rash, and I think you'll agree, looking at them right now, they look like new. Now, DuraTex has made Jared Ashley's equipment look as good as it sounds. That's what DuraTex can do for you. And if you want to try DuraTex, we have this little nifty 1-pint test trial kit, and you get a pint of DuraTex in here in a bag. You get one of our little 3-inch rollers so that you can try out a cab. It's almost enough to do a cab of that size, and you can try it before you buy and redo all your equipment. So give it a test ride. We appreciate you coming out and being with us for this this fun day we've had. Jared, thank you so much for all your help and helping us promote DuraTex. It's been great.